Welcome to the conclusion of our journey. Today, we reach Proverbs chapter 31, the grand finale of the book. This chapter is divided into two distinct sections: the sayings of King Lemuel, advice given to a monarch by his mother, and the famous acrostic poem of the Woman of Valor. Together, they bring the entire book full circle, illustrating that the fear of the Lord is not an abstract concept, but the foundation of a highly effective, generous, and dignified life. The words of King Lemuel, the oracle which his mother taught him: "Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that which destroys kings." Proverbs chapter 31, verse 1 and verse 3. Lemuel, whose name means belonging to God, is a mysterious figure, possibly a non-Israelite sage. His mother warns him that social and sexual promiscuity is the ruin of kings. A leader's strength or vitality must be reserved for their duty, not squandered on self-indulgent distractions. In the biblical era, kings were often compromised by harem politics and foreign alliances. Today we see this in high-profile leadership scandals, where a lack of personal self-mastery results in a, quote, loss of agency and public disgrace. Open your mouth for the dumb, in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 8 to 9. This is the king's prime directive: to be the advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves. A just ruler uses their power to rectify inequality and plead the cause of the marginalized. Justice at the city gate was a physical act of mediation. Today, this translates to social advocacy and ethics in the marketplace, where the wise use their influence to protect the, quote, marginalized in legal systems. An excellent wife who can find, for her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband trusts in her. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 12. We now enter the Eshet Chayil, or Woman of Valor, an alphabetical acrostic poem. The word Chayil denotes forceful, mighty, or valiant, often used of warriors. She is characterized first by her reliability. Her husband safely trusts her because her character is constant and supportive. While society often measures worth by outward achievement, Proverbs focuses on relational integrity. A trustworthy person in their promises is a spiritual act that brings delight to the community. She seeks wool and flax and works willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 13 to 15. Wisdom is industrious. The woman of valor is a master of logistics, rising while it is still night to provide for her household. Her willing hands show a heart that finds pleasure in exercising her skills. Ancient manual labor versus modern multitasking and professional discipline. She avoids the bread of idleness, demonstrating that diligent hands bring wealth. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength. She perceives that her merchandise is good. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 16 to 18. This woman is a shrewd businesswoman and an enterprising trader. She doesn't just work hard. She works strategically, investing her fruit into long-term assets like a vineyard. Her arms are strong, reflecting both physical and mental resilience. Biblical property rights versus modern entrepreneurship and financial planning. She understands the behavior-consequence nexus. Careful planning today leads to a future hope. She layeth her hands to the distaff. She reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 19 to 21. Wisdom is never selfish. Even while managing her business, she stretches out her hand to the poor. Her household is secure because she has practiced foresight, preparing for the snow adversity long before it arrives. Ancient personal charity versus modern philanthropy and community service. She exemplifies the truth that whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord. Her husband is known in the gates. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laugheth at the time to come. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 23. and verse 25. The gates were the seat of civic justice and honor. Her excellence enhances the reputation of her family. Because she is rooted in the fear of the Lord, she can laugh at the future, a state of total freedom from anxiety. Professional reputation today mirrors honor at the gate. In an age of distraction and anxiety, she possesses the steadiness that comes from being prepared for battle. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and the law of kindness is on her tongue. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 26 to 27. This segment highlights speech ethics. Her words are not just true, but fitly spoken with the law of kindness, or Torah Chesed. She practices professional vigilance over her home, ensuring order and meaning. We live in a world of cutting remarks and digital noise. She chooses the healing tongue over gossip, recognizing that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 28 and verse 30. The poem reaches its climax by exposing the deception of charm. External beauty is a fleeting vapor, but her fear of the Lord, her reverent awe and humble trust, is the source of her enduring value. Modern culture rewards the pious veneer and digital pose. Proverbs reminds us that character worth is the only currency that results in the fruit of your hands being praised in the gates. Proverbs chapter 31 tells us that wisdom is more than a list of facts. It is a skill for living that builds a house of strength and dignity. As the book concludes, the question remains, are you chasing charm, or are you building your life on the fear of the Lord? Subscribe and join us as we live out these ancient truths in a modern world.